What's going on, guys? Bitcoin Jay here. In the background, you see the current price action for Bitcoin, but actually, the video today is going to be a short 4 or 5 minute video in which I will try to explain to you guys how leverage is actually a very misunderstood concept and how people actually use leverage as a lottery ticket rather than using it the way that is actually supposed to be used, which is to reduce risk in the market. Now, this might seem a little bit controversial or weird, like, what are you talking about? Using leverage to reduce your risk in the market? Isn't leverage supposed to be a tool that can make me more money more quickly? Well, you can use leverage in different ways, but the way that a full-time, like, professional trader would use leverage is not simply to 100x their money in open position sizes that you are actually not capable of supporting. How do you use leverage to reduce your risk in the market? Well, suppose you have, just an example, you have one Bitcoin, or you have half a Bitcoin, or you have 10% of a Bitcoin. It doesn't really matter. Now, let's just suppose that those are your crypto holdings. This is what you have. This is your crypto. This is your Bitcoin, whatever. Now, if you keep that, let's say for this example, let's just say you keep that full Bitcoin on an exchange, then you have a risk, a third party risk, namely that the crypto, your Bitcoin, is not under your control. You're actually giving the exchange a Bitcoin and they are, so to speak, holding it for you. But we all know in 2022 what is happening if you keep your crypto on exchanges. It is highly risky, not your keys, not your crypto. So how does leverage play a role to reduce your risk actually? Well, suppose you have a Bitcoin, and instead of keeping that whole Bitcoin on the exchange, maybe you are smart about it and maybe you withdraw 90% of that Bitcoin at least to your private ledger. Offline, you get that Bitcoin offline, you keep that Bitcoin under your control. You don't put it on an exchange. That means that you only have 10% of that Bitcoin left on the exchange. And this is exactly where leverage comes into play, because if you have 10% of a Bitcoin on the exchange and the rest is safely on your ledger, you can then start to apply, for example, a moderate leverage, like 5x leverage or even 10x leverage, to actually trade with your full amount that you can trade with your whole portfolio without needing to have it all on the exchange. So what I'm saying is, use leverage not as a tool to gamble all of your funds, all of your trading funds, and 10x, 100x it and try to get rich quick. No, use leverage the smart way. Get your crypto off exchanges and then apply leverage to what you keep on the exchange to basically leverage that, for example, 10% of your Bitcoin, so you can actually take position sizes where you can gain something, right? So this is a warm welcome to start thinking about leverage in a little bit of a different perspective. It's not a degen way to win a lottery ticket and 100x your money. And for example, if you have $1,000, it makes no sense to open positions that are worth $10,000 or $100,000 at all. The way to use leverage is, first, the number one rule in crypto: you take ownership of your crypto. You take it off the exchange, and then leverage can be an amazing tool to basically have access to trade with more percentage of your portfolio without it needing to be on that exchange. So I hope that this short little video can give you some insight about what leverage is really meant to do. And this is just something that a professional trader would tell you is, it is not a way to gamble away your net worth. It is a way to actually reduce your third-party risk towards these exchanges, because you can clearly see what's happening in the crypto space, and I don't want you to be a next victim of any exchange that would go south, right? So I hope that this makes sense to you, and I hope also to see you in the Discord very soon. In the description, there will be a discount code for both the Titan and Penny Boys Discord servers. And I will also leave my Bybit affiliate link if you want to come trade with me on Bybit or counter trade me. That's also fine. Check out the description and I'll see you later.